So I'm gonna try a new thing. This is the first episode of Let's Talk Ball, and that's me giving an unbiased opinion of views and footballing topics, what's happened from over the weekend, or just footballing topics in general. First topics of today's first episode are going to be: do Arsenal really have mentality issues? Man United, do they have to be? They have to be ruthless with Carrick, and the Premier League title race has been blew wide open. Now, first of all, Arsenal. Arsenal go 1-0 up at home to Man United. You think from that point on it's over. But to me, they didn't chase the game. They didn't go after the kill. They sat back and they let United get confidence away from home and build themselves back into the game. Then there was a stupid mistake by, I think it was Supamenda. Head went, passes the ball to Mbumo, and he scores a goal. It's 1-1. From then, when I was watching the game, I didn't feel that Arsenal were trying to do enough in open play to go and get the win. They wasn't showing the fight like champions should. They should have been going at United, and it just didn't seem that way. It was very even though Man United had spells, but Arsenal wasn't going for it. Arsenal, they're chasing the title. City had just won versus Wolves. Aston Villa just won. So Arsenal had to go after this game. Yeah, they was 7 points clear at the time. So they had time. It really, that should have took the pressure off them, but it didn't seem that way. I mean, they are over reliant, I feel, on set pieces. I read somewhere that 68% of Arsenal's goals this season, I don't know if that's in the Premier League or as a whole in all competitions, are from set pieces. And I think what also I read is that only 3 teams have scored fewer goals than Arsenal in set play. I mean, in open play. I think the 3 teams was Burnley, Wolves, and I forgot the other team. But they all near relegation, near the relegation zones. So I just think that Arsenal. They, I mean, where was the leaders on the pitch? Where was it? Where was the leaders to calm everyone down, tell them, let's get grab these players by the scruff of the neck, as they say, and go and make sure we do not lose this 1-0 lead. Or if we do lose the lead and we get back into the game, don't lose. Don't lose this game. I mean, and I just don't think Arsenal did that. I mean, after after the game in the post match interviews, Gary Neville said it. They've got no leaders on the pitch now. Declan Rice, he's supposed to be a leader. He paid over 100 million for this kid. He's supposed to drag this team through the trenches and make sure to get the wins. Saliba, he's hyped up to be this great defender, and he is. Um, and none of them shown leadership values. None of them grabbed the players and just rallied them up. So like, we cannot lose this game. We cannot lose. I mean, even Cunha's goal for United, no one closed him down. He literally, it was a great take, but no one closed that player down. And you've got Patrick Vieira post match talking about Arsenal need to be mentally stronger. So at first, this mentality issue come from Rodri. It's mentality. We're playing against Arsenal. They don't want to win. They don't try and win games, and it's still going on to this day. Regardless if Arsenal fans like it or not, it is still happening. You just don't go to try and win games against the top teams. You just sit back and you don't go for the games. You don't go for the kill. And right now, set pieces has dragged Arsenal out of the mud a lot of times. Even the goal that Arsenal scored against United, the second goal, was a set piece. He's dragged them out of the mud plenty of times, but that can't keep happening, and it won't. Well, you would think it won't keep happening. To keep on getting away with average performances because of a set piece, like the Arsenal and Arteta have spent a lot of money on attacking forwards. Gabriel Jesus, he's just come back from injury. You've got Trossard, who's picked up a few goals here and there. That's been important for Arsenal. But yet again, it's like they don't go for the kill. Eze had a good start, and now he's been froze out. It's like he can't even get into the team. I know he come on first United, didn't do much. Didn't do much at all. None of the attacking players done much. And does this mentality come from Arteta or the players? Do the players want to go out there? And do the players want to attack and want to be free, as they say? Or is it Arteta that's holding them back and just waiting on corners and set pieces? Really, it's the set piece coach that's got Arsenal where they are. If 68% of Arsenal's goals have came from set pieces, then the set piece coach should be standing where Arteta is, because he's the reason Arsenal are in the position they're in. And you could say Arteta could be the reason Arsenal are now only 4 points in front at the top. It is down to mental strength. I mean, Arteta come out saying, "Oh, we've got to prove the people wrong." Well, you're the manager. You know you're the manager. You've got to help the players believe, and you can come out and say you believe and all this, but the last few performances haven't shown that. In Champions League, yeah, they had a good result in the Champions League. Apart from that, it's like you're dropping points. Really, Arsenal could have been clear. City have had terrible results. Aston Villa had a few results where they dropped points. And now they both find themselves only 4 points behind Arsenal. Imagine the confidence that's going to give the City and Villa players. That's going to boost them. City's just got Gay in the door. Ruben Diaz will be back. So City will be back to full strength very soon. And Arsenal, at full strength, I thought Arsenal would have beat Man United, because they are full strength. And not only full strength, Arteta's got no excuses. He has got a full big squad behind him. A big squad behind him. He's probably one of the best squads at the moment in the league when it comes to, you can take Saka off and Man Utd come on. You know, you can take Trossard off, Martinelli can come on. There's people, players all over that pitch. You know, you can take Odegaard off and Eze can come on. He has got a squad of players. He has got no excuses. No excuses at all. And he should be doing better. He should have been clear. This well and truly, this title should have been over weeks ago. Arsenal should have been 12 points or whatnot in front of Man City. I mean, you're drawing to Wolves. Now, Wolves have picked up a good few results in recent weeks, but still, Arsenal should be beating Wolves. Those games, they should be winning. They're in a title charge, and they know Man City. I know Man City is not the Man City they was, but Man City usually come on strong at the back end of the season. Arsenal know that, and they could have went far ahead of them. And whereas Man City might have even been thinking at one point, you know what, forget this. They're never going to come out and say it, but they could have been thinking, the league's done. We're just going to throw all our eggs in the Champions League and maybe the other cups what are available. But now you've got Man City like, right, we've just got Gay, we've just got Semenyo. Ruben Diaz is back. Aït-Nouri is back. I know Aït-Nouri played, but Aït-Nouri is back. Rodri, he's going to get better as time goes on. Hopefully Nico Gonzalez will be back. Man City's squad could be coming back. So could you imagine the boost it's going to give those players? So yeah, I think Arsenal really need to focus on the mentality issues, because it is a problem. Fans might think it's a trigger, but it's a problem. And to go on to Man United have to be ruthless with Carrick. Now, Carrick has came into Man United. It was all over the place. He's come in and he had two, on paper, very difficult games. Now, the Man City game, Man City was a depleted team. Let's not get that they was depleted. I mean, Man City had a back four against United that wouldn't have started. Not one of them would have started if the back four of Man City were fit. And we had a 20 Man City had a 20-year-old kid, Elena, who just came back from loan from Watford. Watford being his first team at a professional high level. Apart from that, he was at the CFA. So Man City's team, even though the United performance was a decent performance, it was a depleted Man City team. Now, the Arsenal game was, for me, what I seen the most. That was the game where it was like, okay, now you can take proper credit, because Arsenal had a full team. Not only did they have a full team, they had a full squad. And United went to Arsenal. This wasn't at Old Trafford. They went to Arsenal, and I don't think Arsenal's lost there in a good while. Even if they've lost there this season, I don't think they have. And they beat them. And not only did they beat them convincingly. Like for them being the away team, I would say it was kind of it was convincing performance for Man United. Um, just been saying Arsenal's mentality was shot, but to be fair, back to the Carrick situation, they can't give him the job on the back of him winning a few games. For one, the Man United team after they beat the depleted Man City, full of confidence. Now, when Arsenal went 1-0 up, I actually thought it was over for United, but no, Superman gifted them a goal, and then United, they was up there. I mean, let's not act like this. Man United had a few decent games under Amarim where they looked like they could turn a corner, and then it just went back to no, they're not really going to turn a corner. Then Amarim got the injuries. I mean, he had key players out, key players that are available for Carrick and that are showing up for Carrick. Now, the players for Amarim didn't run like they are running for Carrick. So they could have some new manager bounce. But if Carrick does continue and United do continue in this form, then Man United shouldn't rush into giving Carrick the job. That's exactly what got them in the situation with Ole. You got to remember, Ole came second to Man City in the league. He didn't do bad at all in that aspect. He didn't win a trophy, but he came second. He built somewhere. He got Varane through the door. He just bought Sancho. The downfall was United thinking about the past. Ronaldo. As soon as United bought Ronaldo, or brought Ronaldo back, should I say, because they were scared of him joining Man City, it put a whole different perspective on where Man United should finish that season. Now, I think the season before they came second with Ole, and then they bring in Sancho. I think Varane coming mid-season. So anyway, the expectations once Ronaldo walked through the door was massive, and it just didn't work out. It didn't work out. They went back. They was building something, and then they went backwards through thinking about the past. They should. Now, the rumors are Fergie made the phone call. Fergie should not be involved in Man United business of transfers in 2000, in the late 2000s. He shouldn't be. He should be a spectator. Now, he already took his wages off whatever he was giving him. He should be a spectator. He if that's the case, I feel Fergie dragged United back a good few seasons by forcing or making the United board feel they have to sign Ronaldo because they can't let him join Man City because it wouldn't look good for Man United. Now, another thing at United is the player power. Like I said before, these players didn't run for Hammeren like they're running for Carrick. They that lot was not closing down wingers for Amarin like he's closing down wingers for Carrick. The forward players were not running back to defend for Amarin like they are running back to defend for Carrick. But if Carrick, like Roy Keane says, wins every game till the end of the season, you can't give him the job. You can't. It's the reason why Rio Ferdinand ended up a meme, because give Ollie slamming a piece of paper down, give him what he wants, let him sign his piece of paper, because he had a good few wins. I think it was against PSG they won, and they wanted Ollie to have the job. He got the job. Yeah, it wasn't probably all his fault why it went backwards, because like I said before, the Ronaldo situation, but that's how we got into the job, is because he won a few games. Carrick same way. Now, next season, say Carrick did win every game and United give him the job. Next season, if Pep stays, which more than likely he probably will, you're gonna have Pep. You're gonna have Pep with his new players and his full squad. You're gonna have Arteta. Well, I don't know about Arteta. If Arteta wins the league, he's definitely gonna stay. If he doesn't, questions have to be asked about Arteta. But anyway, he's built an Arsenal squad that's strong enough and will be probably challenging next season. Liverpool, they'll probably be better next season. They're going through the issues. They're going to be better. So, will Michael Carrick have what it takes to take United through those situations? I don't know. No one can say he has got what it takes. No one can say he hasn't. But is it a risk Man United could take yet again? Because that could also take them backwards another few seasons. So, a more experienced manager is probably needed. And the player power is another issue at Man United. Like, Man United's player power has always got managers to sack. Jose Mourinho, Ole, I don't know. Maybe Ole. I think some of the players wanted Ole to stay though, so maybe that was just down to the situation it was. But Amarim, did like Paul Pogba had the issue with Mourinho. Mourinho's gone. Amarin probably had issues with a number of players behind the scenes. One of them definitely Mainu should I say. He's gone. So player power is an issue, and with clubs like Man City with a manager like Pep, and say Liverpool with a manager like Klopp, that would never happen. The player would be out the door. Like even Ferguson, the player would be out the door no matter how big of a superstar that player was. Now Paul Pogba at the time he was a massive superstar for United. United chose the superstar over Mourinho, who also won trophies and got them second. So, look, Cancelo. Now, Cancelo, in my eyes, was one of City's best players, most talented players, and we still haven't filled his position. I know we've bought players, but we still haven't filled the position he took up at Man City. He had an issue with Pep. He was out the door. He was gone. Like Pep didn't like the way his attitude was because he was playing Rico Lewis. He was gone, and he's one of the most talented players at the time Man City had. Alex Ferguson, David Beckham. David Beckham was probably the Ronaldo before Ronaldo in terms of being a global superstar. David Beckham was a global superstar, and he was a good player. He was a top player, to be fair. What happens? He has an issue with Ferguson, a boot to the face. He's out the door. Players, player power shouldn't be an issue with a top manager. With a with a with a with a like say United, it would never happen. But say United got a Jurgen Klopp or Pep, I guarantee player power wouldn't be a thing. Why? Because the players would know as soon as they step out of line, they're the ones that are gone, not the manager. They're the ones that are out the door. Everyone knows at Man City, if Pep has an issue with a player, that player is out the door. Don't matter how big you are, don't matter how great you are, and the players know that's the case. So they don't get out of unless you're Cancelo. They don't get out of they don't get out of pocket with Pep. And Liverpool would have been the same with Klopp, and like you wouldn't have the issues because their say is final. Man United, same with Ferguson. But since then, since Fergie, the players at Man United have got far too much power, far too much, and that's what really they know. So, but yeah, I think Man United have to be ruthless with Carrick, and they shouldn't hire him and they should get him more experienced, and maybe try and get someone who the players won't look at and be like, "What have you won? What have you done? Nothing." Do you know? In the future. Other aspect is Aston Villa. People are really disrespecting Aston Villa in the sense of they're there. Like it or not, they're there. People are brushing Aston Villa off. They haven't got a deep enough squad to challenge for the title. Well, we've gone midway through the season, and they're there. They're on the same amount of points as Man City. They're 4 points behind Arsenal. Why are they not being spoke of in this title race? It's all Man City. Yeah, because Man City have been there before. Man City have done it before. Man City have chased teams down and been victorious at the end of the season. But this group of players haven't done it before, or some of the group have not done it before. This is the first time in a title challenge. You know, not too long ago, it was the first time someone played in the Champions League game. So Pep's done it before. Even Pep's backroom staff have not done it with Man City before. They're different. So why are Aston Villa being disrespected? Because they are there. And the last game of the season is Man City first Aston Villa. That potentially could be a title deciding game for Arsenal, for Man City, and for Villa. So Villa shouldn't be getting disrespected the way they are. They're there. They're in the title chase. They're in the title challenge. It's out of the 3 teams that are up there, and Emery has done a great job. Now people can say, "Oh, he hasn't got a deep enough squad." He don't really need a deep enough squad. He needs his players, his main players, to stay fit from now till the end of the season. And if they can be there or thereabouts from now till the end of the season with his set 11 or maybe 14 players that stay fit, they can do just exactly what City or Arsenal can do. Because just like their players haven't been in this situation before, a lot of City players haven't been in this situation before, and a lot of Arsenal players have been in this situation but never got over the line before. So Aston Villa are there, and they need to be seen as being there as well, because they're a good team. They play well, and they play for the manager. And Leicester didn't have a great squad, but they had a lot of core great players in the team at one time that stayed fit and got them over the line. There's nothing to say that Aston Villa can't do the same in that aspect. So the Premier League title race is now fully open, and I mean City's got some hard games coming. They've got Tottenham, which is almost they're like Tottenham. I don't know. It doesn't matter how bad Tottenham play. They somehow manage to get something out of Man City. Even when Man City are playing great and Tottenham are playing, oh, here and there, you know, anything could happen. They get a point or they get a win. So, and City's got to go there. I think it's away. So, but either way, we've got Tottenham, and so City's got to get over that stigma of Tottenham always being able to get some versus Man City. Then we've got Anfield away. City, we haven't won there in many years. So City's got their own mentality problems to get over in that aspect. And then Arsenal, I think they've got games you could really see them winning in the Premier League. The next game, I think, is Leeds away. I don't think Leeds away is an easy game, but it's a game Arsenal should win. And I think one of the next 3, I think the last one is Brentford away. Now I feel that's not an easy game, because Brentford at their ground is never easy. But and so we will see. But the Premier League title race is fully open, and everyone's fully active and fully aware that any of the three teams can do it now. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But that's the first step of Let's Talk Ball. Hopefully, like and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time.